with some bombshell testimony on Capitol Hill this week as Cassidy Hutchinson spoke in front of the January 6th committee, and it was explosive to say the least. Let's take a look. This is right off of my own website, The Next Level News. So Cassidy, she's a former White House worker from the Trump regime, a young and aspiring aide to Mark Meadows, then the chief of staff to the 45th president. She testified under oath, apparently, at the Capitol to give her testimony, and she was actually a surprise witness, and they made it sound like, you know, her life might be in danger. They'd like sneak her in to make this damning testimony against President Trump. It was going to be amazing. They had to watch out for her life. But thankfully, she lived to make it there and share her incredible account about the actions of the former president that day. And here we'll roll a clip.
So once the president had gotten into the vehicle with Bobby, he thought that they were going up to the Capitol, and when Bobby had relayed to him, we don't have the assets to do it, it's not secure, we're going back to the West Wing. The president had very strong, a very angry response to that. Tony described him as being irate. The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president, take me up to the Capitol now." To which Bobby responded, "Sir, we have to go back to the West Wing." The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol." Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel, and when Mr. Renato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles.
I mean, wow. Can you picture Donald Trump just lunging for the steering wheel in defiance of his own Secret Service team? Now, if you are having trouble believing this or imagining that this could have happened, there are some visual representations that some meme lords shared on Twitter, and I will roll these now.
I'm crossing the gate. No.
I think I'm seeing the presidential limo driving across.
However, this story, for those of us with some critical thinking skills, for those without the bias, the blind hatred of all things Donald Trump, the story sounds just completely ridiculous, and it's really sad the committee is sunk to this level. It's pretty desperate. It also speaks volumes about how stupid and gullible they think their supporters are, because they'll believe anything that they put out there. So how badly do you have to hate Trump to actually believe this? And here's a tweet from Greta van Susteren. If the questioner Liz Cheney wants to appear fair to the jury of the American people, I don't know if they actually showed this on TV, it's probably not a good idea to get caught on camera hugging the witness. And see below from Politico. Already people have already strong feelings about this hearing, and pics like this don't help. Yeah, that just shows that this whole thing was set up because they want to take down Trump and all of his supporters. So it's pretty shocking stuff, but it was entertaining and didn't last long, as one of the Secret Service agents is already ready to refute the report. And here's a piece of Trump's initial response. He's got several of these messages on Truth Social or Telegram, and whether you like him or loathe him, he makes a great point. There's no cross-examination, no real Republicans. They've moved all of those guys off. They didn't take the ones that were put out there, Jim Jordan and Jim Banks. Instead, they brought in their own Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. There's nothing. It's just fake stories and a fake narrative. It's a big show trial with zero pushback. It is a total witch hunt, and it's pretty shocking that they would do that, but maybe not really. They're just desperate, cornered rats in D.C. The Secret Service lead and the presidential driver both prepared to testify under oath. that Donald Trump wasn't trying to lunge for the steering wheel. It never happened. No assault actually took place. Bombshell testimony was undermined within hours on Tuesday after NBC News reported that the agent are both prepared to testify. And here it is, where she's saying she's actually trying to convince the American people that that Donald Trump was just sitting there saying, "Hey, I'm the fucking president. Take me to the Capitol now, and I'm gonna grab the wheel and wrestle these Secret Service." I mean, it's such a fucking farce. And it's just people. I hope they wake up. It's bad that it's gotten to this level, and it needs to stop. This whole committee needs to be disbanded. Actually, they should be put on trial, and maybe they should start questioning them under oath instead, and find out where they find these people to go do that. I don't know what kind of deal was made. I don't know. Maybe they got some dirt on her, but she could be looking at perjury charges if the Republicans can take the House. So, of course, Fox News was ready to just fawn all over this. Brett Baer, who had a pretty bad week, got scorched by Carrie Lake on Monday, and then went and fell over for the Cassidy Hutchinson hoax testimony, which was obvious to anybody with some common sense. But this is how the mainstream media gets together to all team up against their nemesis, Trump. Brett Baer called it jaw-dropping, the testimony. I've covered politics a long time, and I don't think there's ever been testimony like this. This is just kind of jaw-dropping in a way on the inside workings of a White House in crisis after, this moment on January 6th that we have seen since Watergate. And of course, Geraldo Rivera praised Baer's fair, accurate, complete, and balanced assessment of Hutchinson's testimony. Rivera also called Hutchinson's testimony damning and he bombshell. Yeah, if it were actually true, Geraldo, then it could be. But it was a fucking joke to the rest of us. This is a guy I thought he used to actually like Trump, but I don't care. But he says that she deserves a Presidential Medal of Freedom. Oh my God. Yeah, well, he's sunk to a new level too. Geraldo, it's time to hang it up, bro. All right, and of course, Benny Johnson says, imagine hyping up a secret star witness only to have her testimony demolished by Secret Service agents within hours. What a disaster. Dinesh D'Souza also chiming in for the pile on here. You've got Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene roasting and trolling Adam Kinzinger, who's the crybaby said, "Oh, Cassidy's one of the most brave and honorable people I know." It's straight out of Central Casting. But of course, Marjorie says, that's because you only admire liars like her and the J6 Capitol attack organizers like Ray Epps. Want to see him brought up. So let's see if they actually bring those guys, the Secret Service guys, up to speak and refute the story. We'll see. And of course, you got George Conway saying decades from now, people will be asking each other, where were you when Cassidy Hutchinson testified? Like that was the thing, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was when Cassidy took down the Donald Trump for everybody. It's what it all came down to. Some unknown staffer of his chief of staff, Mark Meadows, and then Cassidy blew the whistle and broke the whole thing open. And oh my God, it was Donald Trump trying to wrestle the steering wheel. I mean, sorry, George. I mean, you're a kind of just a pathetic, fat, fucking swamp creature who is blind by his hatred of all things Donald Trump. I hope this tweet actually makes it into a museum and people decades from now will be laughing at George Conway as scholars pour through all of this information and in awe. Like, how did people actually go through this crazy time period?